Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are tuning in from. We are back, Megan and Karen, for the Vibe Online episode number 26. So
Amazing. Hello, guys.
I am now currently in Cyprus, sitting in a car with the lights on because it's pitch black outside. And okay, so time difference has been a little bit of a challenge this week with certain things going on, but we're here, we're back, and we are going to chat about how, let's say, how much or how little can you show yourself on social media to run a successful business? Because it's a question that we get asked a lot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And having a social media business, there obviously does need to be some kind of presence on there. But, you may see me and Karen on social media. We're kind of out there. We show our face often. We're going on lives. We're, on stories, all of that kind of stuff. Now, when we get these questions, it's usually, uh, it's usually like a statement of like, I don't want to show myself so much on social media, or I don't really have the confidence to, or I can't see myself doing what you and Karen do, that kind of thing. And around that, we just want to put it out there that we've said it before and we'll say it again. This business runs however you want it to. Okay, you make of this exactly what you want it to do. If you don't want to show your face, you don't have to show your face. We're fortunate enough that we work with a lot of automation that kind of happens in the background. So you're having conversations and you're running advertising, and a lot of the kind of clogs are turning in the background, and the front end is really just to show that you're there, have that presence, and be there. Now, for me personally, I mean, actually, for both of us, it was always a nerve-wracking thing anyway, wasn't it?
Yes,
To
yeah, it
show
was.
ourselves on social media. That first live that we did, we were both shaking. I was sweating. I don't know whether it was adrenaline, fear, nervousness, whatever it was, running through my veins. And I came off that first live and I felt sick. My hands were clammy. I was sweating. It was scary as hell, right? And I didn't know whether I would be able to do that or be that open and be on social media. Whereas there's another side of it that I really appreciate and I really respect, because it's part of the kind of growth that we get to go through as well. So initially it's terrifying. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to show myself on social media. But then when you start to do it, it gets a lot easier as well. And now it's kind of just becomes part of you and part of your brand. And like, you're talking to your audience and you're speaking to people that are just like you and sharing.
Sorry,
Are you
I'm
still
still
there,
here.
Karen?
I'm still here. Hang on, the lights have gone off. I'll be back.
Okay.
Here I
For
am.
Amazing. Well, for the people that are listening on Spotify, Karen's screen just went completely blank. I thought she left me. That was it. I was doing a podcast by myself for the rest of the time. For those that are on YouTube watching this, she's
Oh,
just in her car, the
okay.
lights went out.
So
This
good.
is what happens.
So good. We did a
She's
live
back.
the other night as well, and I was like in the block somewhere, and the lights kept going out of me and that. So this is just a reoccurring a reoccurring scene that is happening to me while in Cyprus. And next minute it's gonna the alarm's gonna go off. So I'm just gonna open the door. Okay. Oh,
Well, this is a reality, guys. This is a reality of working online. You do it wherever you like and you make it work.
whatever happens,
It's all
happens. It's
part of
just
it.
not part of the fun. Nothing's ever perfect. If you want perfect, then this maybe isn't the business for you.
Yeah, that's it. And I think, you know what? It's a perfect point to make. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just get on there, do it, whichever way that you feel comfortable with. Um, and you learn and you develop over time as well. Like, Karen was terrified talking on stories. She's probably only done it about a year into her business, and
Yeah.
it develops over time. I think a big part of what we wanted to share on this podcast today is that you actually don't have to show your face if you don't want to. It's about showing you, your personality, your authenticity, your own branding, however way you choose to, right?
Yeah. Definitely. And it is a question that we get asked a lot. Like, I was not confident coming on social media when I first started the business. I didn't want to do lives. it was like I used it just for sharing pictures with friends and family to kind of let them know what we're up to. And that was it really. So I was like, surely, like, I don't have to put my face on social media all the time. I don't have to do lives all the time. And initially, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be there. We do have people in the community that run their businesses just by showing their life of what they do. Some of them have dogs, and their life revolves around their dog, and they don't have to put themselves online all the time. Your confidence will grow though, and this is one point I want to make, that it's absolutely okay that you can start a business where you haven't got the confidence, you don't think you can do it, and you don't have the belief in yourself at the beginning, because that's absolutely normal, and they're normal trains of thought that we all have when we're maybe not as confident as other people may be. And that's okay, because what we do with this business as well is we develop your personal development side of things, where you work on yourself, you build your confidence. And every single day while you run a business, you're slowly stepping outside that comfort zone that little bit more. And then
Mm.
the challenges will appear where we'll say, how do you feel about doing this? Or how do you feel about doing that? To get you comfortable with running a business in a way that you are comfortable running it with eventually. But remember that no growth happens when you stay in the comfort zone. So
Mm.
yes, you can 100% run this business without having yourself all over social media, and you can share what your passion and what your love is. But play about with it. Do
Mm.
what feels right for you. People will automatically connect with you for who you are. So just because Meg runs her social media one way doesn't mean that I run it the same way, or Lisa runs hers the same way, or anybody else in the community for that matter. We all run it slightly differently. And that is the beauty of this business, is it's all very individual and personable to you as to how you want to do it. So it was just really important for us to kind of like, have a chat. And I'd love to hear if any of the listeners who are tuning in right now have had similar thoughts, or has anything about social media put you off starting a business that you've potentially wanted to start, because you don't always have to work online either, and that's another podcast that we will probably cover in a later episode. But there's lots of different ways that you can run it. But yeah, we'd love to hear. Jump into our inboxes, let us know what fears you've had about social media and why they have come about, if you know. And if you don't, then that's fine. We can chat them out, and see whether it's something that we can potentially help you get through to be able to start the business that you're potentially looking to start, or that you really want to start, but that fear of social media is the one thing that's holding you back. So
Yeah, that's great. We definitely love to hear, and I think I have heard from some people it's either a fear of social media getting themselves out there, or it's that they see social media as something that isn't the way that we use it. So often when we're in that kind of environment or normal society, however they use social media, is scrolling, seeing people's lives, or often as stuff that you don't really want to see on there, and you can see it as a very negative thing or a bit of gossip or a bit of drama, and it really is about how you choose to use social media and who you choose to follow, whether it's in a positive sense or a more negative sense. And I often get, when people start following me, they'll reach out and they say, like, I absolutely love your page, there's so much positivity there, like you're really bringing a great vibe for people, it's so different to anything else that I've seen on social media. And I absolutely love that, because that is exactly what I want people to come to my page and feel and see and know, that I'm approachable, you can chat to me, I'm a normal person, but I'm also on this much higher vibration, positive vibe, that we can vibe together, because I do believe that everyone's society has a positive side to them, and you don't need to see social media as a negative. It really is your choice on how you want to use it. So especially within this business, that is what I love about this business as well, is because you get to use a tool that would perhaps be negative in some people's eyes and completely flip it on its head and use it to be positive, to share value, to share inspiration in whichever way you choose to, whether that's by showing your face or showing you going walking out in the Highlands with your dog,
yeah.
whichever way that is. And we get to share health in our very own individual way, whichever that looks like for you. So yeah, I hope that this episode is going to help you guys, whoever is having that kind of that resistance to coming in and chatting to me and Karen, or getting started with your business because of the whole social media thing. Don't forget, we're 2 years into this business. We started exactly the same place as you did, same fears, worried about
Yeah.
judgments and fears and all of that kind of stuff, and it wasn't easy for us either. But like Karen said, you know pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone sometimes is exactly what makes us into the person that we need to be. And it certainly has done for us. Like, it's grown our confidence so much. And yeah, I would ask myself, if I was to go back, okay, is this something that I'm afraid of because it's just not a part of who I am, as in on a soul core level, or am I just scared of it because of what it might show me, or that kind of growth? Because we can have a resistance to growth and be able to push ourselves outside our comfort zone and chat on a story or share a bit of about who we are can be terrifying, but that growth is so 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 vital for you in your business. And if you feel like, I mean, even if you're listening to this and you've been in your business for a little while, we often do feel resistance like along our journey in certain ways. And I have to ask myself this all the time. I'm like, is this just something that I'm not feeling aligned to, or is it something that I'm scared of and actually I need to do and I need to push past from? And if you feel like you're not getting the kind of results that you want, have a look and evaluate your life and see where you're kind of not leaning into that fear and like kind of going with it, because that on the other side of that is where your results are, or whether you're just kind of hiding away from it because it's so easy to stay comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was in the comfort zone for way too long. But yeah, it's great. And do you know what? It's such a good feeling, as scary as it is, when you've actually done it, and then you're like, oh, I actually did it. Like, I actually did it. Like, the reality of it actually never being as scary as what you first initially thought is is great. But to experience that, you've got to actually do what scares you first, to just do it.
Yeah.
Like, when we first started, God, I wouldn't even push the live button, would I? I was like, Meg, you do it, you do it. I couldn't, like, I literally couldn't do it. But yeah, it's like everything. The more you practice, the more you do it, the more you learn from people, and the more you just take action and do what feels comfortable for you initially, to then push yourself little by little, day by day, outside your comfort zone. And then you get in a position where you're like, actually, I really enjoy this. This is how I want to run my business. This is how I want to run my page. And I have a lot of people that they're like, oh, I hate social media. Social media is this, social media is that. Social media is great if it's used in the right way.
Mm.
And that's the difference, is a lot of people use social media in the wrong way, and it can be quite a negative, dark place sometimes for a lot of people. However, the positivity and the business side of it is phenomenal. Like, if you use any it's like anything, as long as you use it in the right way, then it can have such a powerful impact on so many people,
Mhm.
which is what we've experienced so far since being online and working the business. And yeah, there was times years ago when I was like, God, people are so negative and horrible and nasty on social media, and it was just like drained you, and then you didn't want to be on it. And I think a lot of people still feel like that. But when you flip it and you see the other side of it, it's really, I mean, we would never have met if it wasn't for social media.
Oh
We
my
would
God,
never have met Lisa. We would never have met like Gary Gann and Nate and Ryan, and everybody in the global community across the world, like Julian, Matthew, Nate, like,
you can
it's
just
crazy.
name, like, reel them all off, like, and they all are within the same business,
Yeah.
went through the same fears, still pushed themselves out of the comfort zone, still showed up. And I want everyone listening to this to know that you are not alone. Like, that is one of the major things when you come into this business, is you are never alone. You have me, you have Karen, you have the whole community, you have anyone that you align with. This is global. I've chatted to people in other communities that I'm going to be meeting up with, and it's you build these bonds and stuff with people. So if there's something that you're afraid of, there's always going to be someone else that has the same fear. Me and Karen were both first started, it was like, okay, we're going to do a live. This is terrifying. How are we going to do this? Who's going to do it? What are we going to talk about? We screwed up so many times in things that we say, and like starting over ourselves. And that's part of what people get scared of as well. Is like, oh, well, what if I don't say the right thing, or I don't do it right, or I start starting over my words. And I'm here to tell you that the more you do it and just go for it, the more you'll learn, the more you'll develop, the more you'll be able to speak clearer or whatever it is, or be able to like express your passions in some ways. And if I can give any tips, that is, like we were just talking then, just touching on the negativity side, it's just something that I did personally is I cleared through my Instagram. Any user or any account that made me feel like crap, or I didn't align with their content, whether they were whoever they were, I didn't really care. I was like, okay, I'm doing a whole remap of my Instagram. So whenever I'm on my feed, all I see is good vibes and good people and people that are supporting each other and lifting each other up. And that absolutely changed everything for me. And then when I came into this, and that just changed my whole perspective on social media completely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? It really was just such a turning point, really, for both of us and everybody else that comes into it. And it is really important for us to get this point across to people, because we're here, we're living it, we're living and breathing it every single day. And we can share, and we love to share our experiences with you guys, so that not just for us to relate to you, but for you to also be able to relate to us, to
Mhm.
go back to our first few months in the business when we were that person. If you have just started following us or just started listening to us, then we welcome you, and nice to meet you. And hopefully one day we'll get on a call, or we'll meet face to face or whatever. But it just goes to show, like, if you go back to, like, a couple of years ago in mine and Meg's Instagram, have a look at the imperfect, not that we're perfect now by any means, because we don't want to be perfect. We just want to be real. We just want to be
Mhm.
us. And I think when you put that pressure of trying to be perfect on yourself all the time, you'll never actually do what you set out to do, or what you want to achieve, because you're constantly judging yourself. And then you feel that everybody else is going to judge you. But in actual fact, people just want to learn from others. And we're here to share value that can then help others on their journey and their life. And that's all anybody ever really does. So don't
Mhm.
fear being perfect, because nobody really likes perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. Just be
No.
yourself, and just go do it, really.
People respect and value more people just being real and transparent. And I've definitely noticed that with people that I chat to. I can put crap on my story and people are messaging me like that's hilarious because I've just done something stupid and it's just what it is.
Yeah,
Like you're just real people, you have real lives and
exactly.
real situations that, we get to share with people. You're building trust at the end of the day. And if you something I want to touch on as well is like when we go through the training and stuff that we have available, you're not gonna know what to post in the beginning. Okay, so I don't want you to come into this business and be like, "Oh my god, I can't do it because I don't know what to post, and it's got to be perfect. And it's got to be. It's got." No, it bloody well doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got content planners, we've got tools, and resources and things that you can use that will develop yourself into a bit of a social media guru and know what you can what you want to post, and also ways that you can find your passions and your values and things that you care about if you're not in that position that you know that yet, because I know society has taught us to just be like everyone else when actually our own individuality and our own authenticity is what we get to develop and bring out the best in ourselves through this whole journey. And we get to do a lot of that through social media. And like if you look back on my page and Karen's page, you'll see how we've developed over time. I've had days where I've been super vulnerable on there and I've just shared what's been going on, and that's been difficult for me, but it's also been a huge part of my growth. Like personally, my growth. It doesn't need to be for anyone else, but it's real and it's raw and it's just part of that. And not to say that you have to put your life on Instagram. Like we said in the beginning, it's entirely your business, how you want to do it. But we have content planners galore, resources galore, trainings galore to help you every single step of the way, even if you don't have social media. And I mean, it's unlikely you don't because you'll probably listen to us on Spotify or YouTube and find us on here, and that's how you found this podcast. But if you haven't, our training goes through absolutely every step by step from zero to online hero in a matter of like 8 weeks. So yeah, it's amazing in the sense that you can come in here without any experience, without any confidence, without any development whatsoever, and build yourself from where you are right now. And I want to tell every single one of you that's listening to this that you are so bloody capable. Like where you are right now, you're going to feel or think that you're starting from nowhere, but you're not. You have a whole life's experience up until this point that is going to support you and help you through the rest of your journey within this business. And I want you to know that you are so capable. You have the support of every single one of us, and you have the support within yourself. Like that, it's all within you. Every single thing is within you. So you get to develop yourself, your brand, who that is, whether that's you showing yourself on social media or not. It's
Yeah.
all right. You find your own way with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great point just to finish on. We could talk, as we do, we love to go on a tangent. We could talk about this all night and cover probably another million different sort of points to speak about. But I think we've got the main points across that you don't have to be perfect, just to have to take the action and follow the training, and don't be scared, and don't think that you can't have or run an online business because of the fear of social media, because we can get you through that. So yeah, I think we've covered enough for tonight.
Yeah.
It's tonight here for me, whatever time it is that you guys are listening to. Um, and as always, we will be back next week to share more. But if you do have any questions, or tell us where you're at with it all, like, just hit us with some stuff. We love to answer people and help people. And if we can address one kind of issue that maybe you're having, or something that you've come across and got over, like, how did you do it, like, what did you do, we are always keen to keep learning and keep growing also, because you never stop learning, and that's really important as well. So yeah, I think that's been a pretty good rundown of social media, Meg. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, we hope you guys found some value in it. Exactly like Karen said, like we're all on this journey together, and the only difference between Karen and I and you guys is time. That's literally it. Like there is no difference in anything else. So we're here to help. We're here to guide. We're here to support. So we hope that this episode has touched something in you, um, to help you along your journey and not feel so fearful about social media. But if there's anything that we haven't touched on, or you want some more clarification on, or you want us to chat about in another future episode, then reach out to one of us. We always, always, always value and support and love your feedback. And we really love you guys for being here and listening to us every week.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Well, have a lovely day, evening, morning, whatever you're doing, and we will be back next week.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye.